What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Shed Mill. So we're going to do a little run. We're going to try something new today. We've got on some old Adidas, well they're not old, I hardly use them, but Adidas Boston Boosts. We're going to try them on the treadmill today. I found them on the floor underneath a pile of shoes with a little bit of mould on, but I guess that's to be expected. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this run. I will see you all in a second. And yeah, sorry I had a day off. I just didn't have anything to film yesterday. And I thought, what's the point in just trying to force content when you might as well just, you know what I mean, just relax, take it easy. Didn't run yesterday, had a day off, which I enjoyed. Had a few beers, which I really enjoyed. Now it's time to get back jogging. The only thing is, I want to do more running, and if the treadmill was like 100%, I'd be doing like 2-hour runs on the treadmill. It's just unfortunate that it's broken, and I'm worried that this crack is going to work its way up. I just drew a line on the treadmill, but you can't see that because you're all the way up here. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the run. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Join me 40 minutes into this jog. I'm just really taking it easy, mainly because I'm trying to save the treadmill, like I keep saying. So we're just at 5 miles an hour, so I'll do 5 miles in an hour, so that's nice and chilled. And I'm just watching some Joe Rogan, literally just plodding along. It's actually quite enjoyable not to be like busting a gut and sweating my absolute panic. But the thought process behind this is mainly, one, to save the treadmill for as long as possible, because the faster I run it, the more vibrations and more pressure I'll put in it, which will increase the crack at the back all the way through to the front. So I feel like if I can jog on it for like periods of time, it should save it for a lot longer. So I should be able to do, I'm thinking, an hour to hour and a half at 5 to 6 kilometers an hour, nice and relaxed, and it save it until I get paid Monday, Tuesday. Then I can look at buying a new walking board, I think it's called, or some wood, similar size, similar thickness, and then re-screw it all back in, and then be safe to start smashing it again, because I'm really motivated to smash it and have a really good time while we're off and get really fit. The first few weeks have been all over the place for me, just emotionally and mentally, just trying to get my head around the lockdown and the disease and staying in and not being able to see your family, and well, obviously I get to see my kids and stuff, but I mean, like, I don't get to see Rebecca's mum and dad. Like, we were supposed to go visit my mum and dad in Bournemouth. Obviously that's all been cancelled, and it sort of throws you through a loop. And I've been going out cycling, obviously, and I love doing that, like I keep saying, but I want to see how fit I can get. I've noticed that I've been drinking a little bit more beer, but that's alright. I just haven't been doing or sticking to the core stability routines and doing the fitness things, the 1% things that you have so much time to do. Like, I definitely have 3 minutes in the day to do plank, like not just in one position, but do a plank routine or to do some core stability stuff. So I'm going to look at that. I apologise for the last few vlogs that have gone out. They've been slightly rushed, or maybe not as much effort as I was putting in before, and that's just due to me being lazy. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, like, just been a bit lazy. So we're going to start trying to up them. If I don't do one day, it's because I didn't do anything, but I will still keep daily vlogging. I'm enjoying it. It helps keep track of my progress and where I'm at, where my mental state is at. Because especially since considering I've just come out of depression, or I've still got a bit of depression, or wherever I am with that, like, it's a really unsure time mentally. Like, I feel good some days, I don't feel good other days. And some of the days I don't feel good are the days I don't run, or I don't do some form of physical exercise. And obviously with the treadmill breaking, that didn't quite help my mental state, because it was at a time when I couldn't do anything about it. And it took me a good week or two to figure out that I could just turn the board around and drill new holes into it. Anyway, I'll catch you after this run. I'm going to carry on with Joe Rogan. We're at 45 minutes, 44 minutes, so another 15, and then we're done. I'll see you in a second. The dog is out there guarding me. There he is, just there, guarding, making sure I'm okay. I am, Chasey. Anyway, back to the run. It's up, ladies and gentlemen, hour done. Nice and chilled. I only managed to do like 6 miles in an hour. I kept the treadmill nice and chilled, nice and relaxed. Popped it up to about 6 miles, 7 miles an hour, but it started feeling a bit unsteady at that, so just lessened it back down. I just need to make sure that I'm just staying on top of it. I am running on the treadmill because, like I keep saying over and over again, the crack is at the back of the treadmill, because I've turned it around, and the front of the treadmill is now solid as a rock at the moment, but I don't want to push it too hard just in case that crack comes through to the top. but it will. Anyway, if I keep going, it won't last much longer, so I'm looking to buy a new walking board. They're just quite expensive for a piece of wood. Like, I think £80 for a piece of wood is a bit expensive. So I'm going to look to source my own wood and drill my own holes and do it all myself, because as much as I'd like to spend £80 on a new walking board for my treadmill, the treadmill itself was only £400, so then spending another 100 quid on it just to put a new walking board, when I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, I don't work with wood or know anything, but I'm sure I won't be spending £80 on a piece of like MDF, which that is, with just a bit of plastic over one side of it. Anyhow, the run was completed in these Boston Boosts. They're really old now, but they really clipped along nicely. I'm not a big fan of Boost, really. I find it a bit heavy, and I'm not sure all the hype is about around Boost. I much prefer Float Ride. It's a denser, different kind of Boost. Obviously, by the way, I go on about Reebok all the time, but these really worked well. They're a really good shoe. They're good for the treadmill because they're low and responsive, and they just have a nice little pop to them. And I just enjoyed popping along to Joe Rogan podcast whilst running in these little shoes. Anyway, it's time to go inside and relax. We need to get a plan together, which we're going to come up with today, because I seem to have gone a bit awry, like I was saying when I was running, around what training I'm doing and that, and like where I'm at. And it's quite easy just to get lost with this whole pandemic thing and just sort of, I don't know, like not really pay attention to what you're doing and just take each day, just say I'll run this day, or I'll cycle this day, or I won't do something that day, instead of having like a clear focus on what I'm doing. So I'm going to try and get a clear focus. The sun is now coming around the side of there, so I'll see you all in a minute. Bye. Alright, what is up? We haven't been out today, so I'm going to go out for a cycle, take the bike out. It's 7:30. I really fancied a beer and that, but something inside me was saying just go out, done an hour on the treadmill, and now I'd like to go for a ride. So I'm going to do, and now we're going to try round 2 of the shoes clip scenario. I'm not very good at it, but we'll see. Just going to go nice and easy, nice and relaxed, take my time, and I'll see you all soon. It's up. We're a few miles in, and I'll talk to you again in a few miles time, but we're just rolling down my hill. I love this hill. It's just such a nice like roll. It's still very strange for me to be attached to a bike. I came up to a junction just a second ago, it's a roundabout, and I actually completely forgot, but luckily I managed to just yank my foot out quickly, because I was still rolling, and I got away with it. So anyway, I'm using these yellow lenses because they seem to help me see in the dark. They brighten everything up a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna get back on with it, and I'll see you in a few miles. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is probably windy, but this is the quietest this park has ever been. Normally I run around here, do a few laps, but you can't move for people. But today, the path is free. And it's flat, which is good. I'm grinding a big gear and I'm not really enjoying it, so I might lower it, speed up my cadence. I'm not going too fast, but I'm enjoying it. I'll see you again in a few miles time. I said I wasn't going to come up here, but I did anyway. Anyway, time to get home. I forgot to start my Strava on my phone, so I've only been riding for like 10 minutes. Anyway, it's time to go home. I'll see you. Alright, what is up? I've just been for a 20-mile cycle, well, roughly 20 miles. I was out for about 70 minutes, so should have covered about that in that time. Basically, I started my Strava, then stopped it to change the song as I was leaving at the gate, forgot to restart it, so I'd done like 0.1 of a second worth of cycling until I realised halfway through, or towards the end of my ride actually, that I hadn't pressed it. So I guess if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen, is the saying. And yeah, I only cycled for 20 minutes basically on Strava. Correct. Anyway, that is today. We did an hour run, we did an hour cycle, and I feel good. I'm going to go get in the bath, I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to relax, and tomorrow, even though I promised today, we're going to talk about all the different kinds of things that you need to do for running, which isn't what I said I was going to talk about. So, he wants a treat. Let's give him a treat. Ooh, here you go. There you go, Bubba. Have the treaty. Good boy. Right, what we're going to talk about tomorrow is structure and how it looks and what we're going to do going forward with all this training. I was lucky enough today, I say lucky enough, we didn't manage to get out with the boys today because Rebecca had to go to the shops and spent like 2.5 hours at Asda just queuing up and trying to get in. And by the time we'd done all that, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. And by that time, if we take the boys out in the pram, they will fall asleep. And then we will be up all night trying to put them to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning. So We sacked off the family walk, which meant once the boys went to bed at 7, half 7, I went out for a ride, and it's now 8:45. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching. Bye. I forgot what else I was going to say. See you later.